112 kilos, Dead Metal has a 3,000 RPM circular saw and pneumatic pincers now increased in power. Quick at 5.4 meters per second and now improved with a stronger exoskeleton. When the sparks fly, robots usually die. A lightweight at 105 kilos, but heavyweight when it comes to havoc, and no opponent can get off lightly at the end of a deadly diamond edge axe blow with a force of over 500 kilos per square centimetre. A brawny bulldozer who's never caught napping. Waltzing Matilda. What's it? So the Aussie Sheila can dance a bit, but does she have a chainsaw tail turning at over 3,000 RPM and hydraulic tusks operated by super pneumatic power? Our Tildy dances the cha-cha-ta-ta. A flame-filled militaristic masher who can warm the throttles. Any robot's heart, weighing in at a mighty 120 kilos and complex in the barracks with masses of circuitry. But on the parade ground, you better be at attention! Is Sir Killalot the scariest robot on Earth? A massive 280 kilos with a stomach-churning drill and fearsome hydraulic claw to slice through armour plating and bisect opposition axles. The only message you'll get from this Knight of the Realm is good night.
Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. It's a super heavyweight robot. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Armoured in steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. It's armed with a set of small electric lifting spikes powered by a lorry windscreen wiper motor. It's armed with a vicious, three-pronged rending spike. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then. Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. It's a heavyweight robot, powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, armoured in heavy steel. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for them. Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. It's a lightweight robot. This is a high wedge-shaped robot, very popular shape, allowing them to drive under other robots. Powered by a 6-volt sealed lead-acid battery, armoured in polycarbonate. It's armed with a 30-centimetre titanium spike driven forward by a pneumatic ram. It's armed with a 15-centimetre titanium ramming spike. This is one of the most expensive robots we have competing today. Nothing was too good for this team. They better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilised. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. You don't want to get too close to the corner patrol zones. Once you're in there, it's more. 3, 2, 1. Activate. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. Pushing with some force there as it drives it back. Stabbing away with a spike. Welcome Chaos 2, a previous champion of Robot Wars. He's fast, lean and mean with a flipper powerful enough to throw his adversaries out of the arena. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. The layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. And it's going to barge straight into it! Oh, that's a bit close to Sir Killalot for comfort. Already a punctured remark as the spike gets stuck in. Nothing serious though, I think. Unseated this time, but no slouch. This robot could do well. It's a super heavyweight category robot. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge, powered by a 5 horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine, shielded with steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. It's armed with these small electric lifting spikes powered by a 12-volt motor. It's armed with a 3-pronged titanium spike, allowing it to ram and defend from 3 different angles. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to expectations, or someone's going to want a refund. The Van de Graaff balls are a fun touch. This robot isn't seeded, but is well fancied in the pits. Could be the dark horse of the tournament. It's a super heavyweight contender. This robot, one of the box wedge designs, are variations on the old favourite, as you can see. A 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, the power behind this robot. Armoured in titanium, it's armed with a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then. This robot's unseeded, but could do better than everyone expects today. It's a super heavyweight competitor, powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, shielded with heavy steel. It's armed with a colossal flywheel that can reach speeds of over 1,200 RPM. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for them. The flamers on the arena walls can be a great danger if a robot's flammable at all. They can give them a nasty shock even if they aren't too. The arena flipper, a great way to finish a fight if someone's immobilised. Throw them up in the air and watch them crash to the ground. There is the pit of oblivion. Take care not to get too close, or it could be all over. Bursts of flame occasionally from the flame grills. They can toast a robot if they get stuck there. Watch out for the CP heads, otherwise you might... 3, 2, 1. Activate! I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. The titanium armour not as effective against that impact as they'd like. Punching into the steel, but it is holding out well. In comes the spike, but it doesn't look damaged to me. The armour holding out well against the charge. The steel resisting the blade so far. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. In it comes. Can they get under there? The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. Their spike's been broken off. Racing in on the attack. Can they lift it though? That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. They can't right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. The steel taking the punishment well so far. They'll be wishing the steel was even thicker on them there, although it may be enough. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. It's carnage! Devastation! It's Robot Wars! Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. Off comes the spike! They're going to have to try another tactic now! The They'd better mind the arena wall flamers, they can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilized. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped. 3, 2, 1. Activate! That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The titanium armor, not as effective against that impact as they'd like. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Working away with the flipper as it tries to get underneath. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. Too heavy for the flipper to move. Or they didn't get enough power behind it. Nearly onto the flame grill, look out! The titanium's standing up for now. How long will it hold out? Trying to get under there with a flipper. Things are heating up at the side of the arena there. Think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! Tremendous force behind that charge. You can see the huge dents the impact made. It goes up. It topples and falls. And can it get back on its feet again is the question now. Not too easy to cut into titanium armor. This is classic Robot Wars. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. The flamers on the arena walls can be a great danger if a 3, 2, 1. Activate! Moving in with the spinning disc. Can they avoid its cutting edge? Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? The polycarbonate, not such good defense against cutting attacks. Their spike's been broken off! Coming in for the kill with all its weight behind it! Oh, look out! Could be barbecued bot! The massive flywheel edging closer to its prey. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The cutting attack doing its best to get through the bulletproof glass. The spike piercing its target. Not much damage, but it's made a start. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. On the attack now. Some of these flywheels spin at up to 1200 RPM, and if you want to stay well clear of them, I can tell you. Trying to cut its way through the polycarbonate. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Some damage, that'll help. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. The deadly flywheel on the attack again. The polycarbonate, not such good defense against its cutting attacks. Bits and pieces everywhere. You could melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. The armor holding out well against the charge. And it's going to be tough getting through the bulletproof glass on there. So in comes the disc of destruction. The cutting attack doing its best to get through the bulletproof glass. The steel taking the punishment well so far. Metal everywhere. And the crowd love it. The pit opening now in the arena floor. Maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. The axe chops away, but it'll need more effort behind it to cause damage here. Trying to cut its way through the polycarbonate. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. And into the pit go the remains of the robot. Shunt, ready to deal with any trespassers. Getting dangerously close to the CPZ that time. Cease! They'd better mind the arena wall flamers, they can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper, a great way to finish a fight if someone's immobilized. Throw them up in the air and watch them crash to the ground. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. You don't want to get too close to the corner patrol zones. Once you're in there, it's more pain than you can handle. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. I don't know how he got out of that so lightly. Hardly any damage at all. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The steel resisting the blade so far. Looks like hard work for the flipper, but it's gonna make it. And the flipper springs into action, throwing the robot into the air, and it lands with a crash. The deadly flywheel on the attack again. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. I thought they were going to flip it, but not quite. A gentle flip as it lifts and topples. In comes the disc of destruction. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. The armor holding out well against the guard. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. Over it goes, slowly but surely. Too heavy for the flipper to move. Or they didn't get enough power behind it. Moving in with a spinning disc. Can they avoid its cutting edge? The steel resisting the blade so far. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The flywheel only catching it in passing, and that's just not good enough with something as tough as this one. This has all the makings of a classic battle. The massive flywheel edging closer to its prey. The layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage! The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. The armor holding out well against the charge. The deadly flywheel on the attack again. This is classic Robot Wars. Some damage, that'll help. The flipper not finding it too easy. But it's going over! The steel resisting the blade so far. Trying to get under there with a flipper. The flipper's broken! Nothing to fear from that anymore! The flywheel has flown away! It'll be doing no more damage today! It's carnage! Devastation! It's Robot Wars! It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from in the arena later on. And some serious damage with that blow. Very good charge from this robot. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. Into the pit they go. Oh dear, oh. Cease.